The single winners in the World Press contest were a really wonderful example of the sports around the world and the competition that takes many forms. For example, the soccer competition that had the Holland team player getting kicked and finally getting his just due because it should have been a penalty and he should have gotten a penalty kick. And of course, the bullfighting is a classic competition of man versus animal. It seems like the bull got the better of it for once. And finally, both of those are very close-up action pictures which really draw you into the picture and say, wow, how did this happen? That hurts. Look at that competition. And something more picturesque and elegant, which is the ocean swim off the beach in Australia. Well, it's a world contest, and I think that was well reflected in the entries because we had a wonderful portfolio. We had bicycle racing, not from the Tour de France, but from Eritrea. And of course, we had the final unusual competition of people who race cars for fun and for the joy of hanging out together. That clearly came through. I think the thing that a lot of people forget about sports, it's sort of a metaphor for life: winning, losing, playing hard, the joy of competition and the sadness of not winning but yet doing it with good sportsmanship. And so in a way, it's a sports story that happens to everybody's life and everyone can identify with it. And also, sports, we have to keep in mind, is the great common denominator. The shoeshine boy and the corporate executive can have a wonderful conversation about his favorite team or his favorite athlete. In a way, it's something where people can focus and gather together. Like the World Cup in South Africa, it was a wonderful place for people to gather in one country, and all the hopes and aspirations of the world evaporate and actually focus on sports and competition that's honest and forthright. Well, it was difficult. You had to learn the rules. There's certain protocol to learn, and it was a diplomatic situation, so you have to learn how it works. Because voting in and out doesn't mean that you, even though you're, say, the chief of a minor jury or the sports jury, can determine this is what I want because I think it's the best picture. You really have to work with your colleagues. And if there's a picture you really like and it didn't get a vote the first time around, you have to sort of eloquently as you can, tell them why you think it would be a better picture than what they voted out or voted in. There's one thing I'd like to add, and it was just to tell all the photographers who are sports specialists and photograph a lot of sports, it's a wonderful competition, and if you don't enter, you can't win it, and you can't share your wonderful pictures with the rest of the world. It's a wonderful forum for the rest of the world to see the photographs that have been taken in sports that don't always get to see them.